Kind of sucks being myopic. My old pick. So we get our HYTEST Forged 4.5. Actual weight about 3.8 pounds. This kind of wore. It was an old timber getter's axe, a faller's axe in Australia a long time ago. And I put it on a reused 800 millimeter spotted gum handle. Did a little custom contour. Anyway, and it's cheeky. It's cheeky. Can you see that? It's cheeky. It's about a 24-degree bevel. It's an experiment I'm doing with this frozen wood. Yep. Beautiful old axe. HYTEST Forged tools. Yep. I think it's 1948, maybe 49. I guess it's between 47 and 48 when they stopped being fern or plum or something like plum. Yeah, plum. HYTEST plum. Anyway, yep. We did some falling. Now we're doing some bucksplitting. I like to carry as much amount of snow home as I can. No shortage of snow around here. Beautiful. Oh. So, shout out to Corey White and Rick Rogers. Because this is the handle that was on Tasuri, aka the upside down axe, when I bought it. And I didn't have a handle for this one for the forged at the time that Corey sent me. So I married him up. A classic old handle and a classic old head. Yep. Yep. I can say that again. Yep. Yep. I know people think I'm just BSing. I guess I am. See, I sneaked this one in on you guys. Looks like I'm working, but really I'm just picking it up. Or girls. Guys or girls. But I ain't gonna call them persons. Nobody is an axe person. They're an axe man or an axe woman, and I don't care if they're a junior. They're still an axe man or an axe woman. Because both are awesome. You're a person, and that'd be like me having an axe dog. Kind of. You'd have to be a liberal to make any kind of sense of that stupid stuff. Anyway, and I'm not one of those. I'm a timber cutter. No good timber cutters are like that. Nope. Nope. Because timber cutters have to think for a living. And you can't actually have a brain in your head and think like that. So, you can't be timber cutters. That's all I gotta say about it. And I ain't even joking. Nope. So maybe the algorithm will kick me off. I don't know. We'll see. So now, what I think I'll do. What do we got here? Hey, look at that. Look at that. That's Pandel. 1750. Rhiney. Kind of got just a little baby flat right there because it's a Rhiney. Just a little flat. Usually they come way down to there. And it's not a hickory, but it was a standard eye handle. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put that. I hate arguing with them, but I don't know that I want to tromp through the snow. But I might tromp through the snow. I hate arguing with rollies more than I hate tromping through the snow. I know what I'll do. I'll pull up the feed balls. Yep. Bucksplit meet the velo technique. What just happened? Did my phone click off? Let me check. Yeah. Nope. Still rolling. Rolling. Novelle. Yeah, with the Axe Cordwood Challenge group, the guy almost has to become multilingual. Like, seriously. Or hope that the Google Translate function is accurate. Yeah, I imagine that this is kind of how the Calabria 15 to 1700 gram Rinaldi Calabria would work. Which means some glad morning I'll need to get one of them too. Yep. Maybe I'll take the back off of that. Look at that. That could be in France. I went sailing. Huh. Oh, little tidbit. Hope you guys can see this, girls. Okay, these diamonds here, these West Coast timber fallen, you call them a cat's face. Anyway, what causes them is in the wintertime, the moose get hungry, and they have a hard time getting down the trees. Pretty much it's when they're getting up towards starving to death because they can't get down enough small willow, aspen, and birch saplings. They what they do is they walk over them with their chest, a foot on each side, and their weight pushes the sapling down. So they walk, and then the top comes down and they eat the buds off. Well, sometimes they have a hard time doing that. Then they get hungry because they go through about a wheelbarrow load of these little tips per day just to stay warm. And with the cold that we had, 72 below zero, overnight, 12 hours, 72 underneath, Fahrenheit, ambient, no wind chill, that's ambient. Anyway, they really go through it. I mean, like if you heap that sled totally full, that's their daily consumption just to maintain life. So, they're hungry. They need something plant-based to eat. So what they do is they eat the bark off the trees. Sometimes I can show you down on top of the drift where 12, 14 feet above the ground, it's been eaten off. Fresh teeth marks and stuff. That's because they eat the bark to get at the cambium layer so that they have something to eat, because they can eat and live on the cambium layer. But it's a lot of work. It's hard work, them chewing extremely hard frozen bark off the tree. So that's why we get this. And then it degrades the tree. Part of it dies. And the rest of the tree can keep growing. And as you can see, this is healed over. It was about 10 years ago that a moose ate these, about 10 winters ago. They don't do it in the summer or the fall, and hopefully never in the spring. But that's why I put my brush piles here, and it's hard for me to show you. I'm not a good enough photographer. But anyway, there's moose tracks all over here. The moose come down at night, and they feed on the tips of these. So there's a, what would that be? That's not botany, that's, I don't know. Anyway, what the animals do. And I'm warming up, so. Yep. So even though there's just a bunch of little crap, it is the ecosystem right here. These trees will grow and they'll get to be up to 8, 10-inch diameter before they die. Sometimes maybe 12. Aspen and birch too, but especially aspen. Well, birch in a fire, they are the first to come back trees here in this area. And so they provide ground cover. And then the spruce, see the little spruce saplings? They come up because they're shade tolerant. Aspen and birch are not shade tolerant. Willow is not shade tolerant. So they die off when something takes their sun. But spruce, they can grow in the shade just fine. Anyway, what we got right here is a Norwegian. Look at that. Mustad Norway. Right there. Look at that thing. Big and chunky here. Nice slender bit. Thin to 18 degrees. Head weight, 4 pound, 5+ ounces. Not quite 2 kg, but it was originally, but it's had some use. Somebody bashed on it some, but it's a nice axe. Love how it chops. And there's a plus side when they do that, and it heals because it kills part of the tree. That part of the tree dries out, so it burns better. Yep. Cut off the axe into the sled. A lot of times I'm not even aiming to get a split off. I just want to crack it. Because if I crack it, then the flame gets in there faster. Because some of this wood will be on fire within the hour. Plus, you crack it, and it'll migrate itself out. Then you get your splits. Frugal. Being frugal. Steve Edholm would appreciate frugality, I think. See, the beauty about winter cut aspen is this wood is quite dry because the sap goes down into the ground come fall. Well, I think what happens is the roots stop taking up water in the late summer. Then the leaves, before they turn, they just suck the water up out of the tree, much as they do, and then the tree is pretty dry because the roots stop taking up the water. So then you have a partially dried tree that's live and healthy, but the wood's partially dry, and it burns good. You got to keep up with it. It doesn't make great kindling, but that's why you'll see me pick up dead limbs and bust them and throw them in there. Makes great kindling. And it's right there. Which one do I want to use? Forged. 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 I like Bushy's shorts, where he does something like makes an axe or a sheath or both, and he never says a word. He's a man of few words. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm a blabbermouth. done much chopping with forged, but I really like it. It sure is fat. If I was in big wood, it'd be losing a lot of power pushing things aside. But where this is small wood, it pushes it aside into a split like that. Plus, I don't know how old this handle is. It's got a crack in it, but it's the most limber spotted gum handle that I've had the pleasure of swinging, which is granted not very many spotted gum handles. I have two on other axes, one on China Tui and one on AAA, Ohm. And they're pretty stiff. Skookum, heavy duty, strong. But this one, like, you don't want to go crazy with it. But boy, it's nice and comfortable to swing. Cut off the axe into the swing. Waste not, want not. Yep. Look at that. Cracked. But all in one piece. Other than that. So I didn't have to waste time picking up 2 or 4 pieces. Now I'll waste time. There. Oh, one thing I want to pass on. Don't ever be afraid to choke up on an axe for certain stuff when you're doing this. Because, like, better to choke up and have to pop 2 swings than it is to go crazy, take a wild ass swing, and have something not go well. Right now I'm about 120 some miles. Well, I'm 12 miles from the nearest clinic, and that's not saying that there'd be anybody there. And 120 plus miles from the nearest hospital. So safety first. Oh, I like that axe. I should have started chopping with it last year. Look at that. Loaded that one with the axe. Isn't that cool? other thing you got to remember, we're not competing against Brian Foster or no one. We're not competing against no one. Kind of competing against not having red trails or drops on the snow. Oh, froze on there. Oh, the temp is minus 18 centigrade Celsius. Hey, somebody tell me what the difference between centigrade and Celsius is. Please, please. Or 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Ambient. Just enough air to move a little bit of my breath away. And I'm sweating. But I'm a sweat hog. I always sweat. I sweat so bad at 50 below when I was, back when I used to log when I first moved to Glen Allen in the wintertime. Snow machine and a sled I built. I hadn't kind of learned my limits yet. I was used to going head on or like we do in Southeast. But when you're gulping too much of that cold air and you don't have all that healthy lungs to start with, you can end up in trouble. I did a few times. Which one? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch the by the toe.